Hello and welcome back to Suspended Animation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and this is Dispatches from Elsewhere, Season 1, Episode 2, Simone. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to take care of a little bit of business first, and then we'll jump into the the crazy list that this show is. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. You see the like, share, and subscribe buttons down there. If you're on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the very end of this video. You're going to see a video pop up here. Basically, what YouTube does, it takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching, tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos, my vast video library, and pops it up there just for you. Up here is going to be Dispatches from Elsewhere, Episode 1. Guess what's going to happen there. Also, if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you can hit the bell down below there. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. I change it out every Monday, and I also post it up on my Facebook page as well. Speaking of Facebook, there's a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, I have a Patreon page, but no tiers set up as of yet. I figure, I want to give you guys something in order to get money if I'm going to get money from you guys, that kind of thing. And I'm just kind of not ready for that at the moment. I'm kind of like Peter in a way where I'm not committing to anything at this point. So, spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the shit out of this episode. If you have not seen it, go and watch the episode. Come on back. This will be a video with gaps and everything, and you can comment down below in the comment section. Thank you, Viking Bitch, for the paddle. Yeah, I realized now about halfway through my video, for the episode 1, I don't know what YouTube did. I don't know if it was glitchy internet. I don't know what it was, but it looked like it was edited where there's like little bits of line taken out, sentences taken out. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again tonight because that would suck. Um, yeah, it was kind of funny because I was watching through and I'm like, I don't see anything wrong. And then about more than halfway through, that's when the glitches started happening, and it was kind of annoying more than anything else. So you didn't really miss much. It was just me, talking. So this episode was all about Simone. Yeah. And we get that, you know, uh she works as a docent at an art museum. She has an art degree. Didn't go get her master's because life happens, of course. And she bumps into Bigfoot at the art museum. And oh, you haven't seen the episode Sugarcane? Yeah, they'll show it again, definitely. I believe it's on uh in about another hour or so. I think it's after Better Call Saul. They'll show it again right after that. So if you have a DVR or something like that, you can just set it for then. So I know that they usually show it twice, in a day. Um, so she does bump into Sasquatch, Bigfoot, however you want to call him, at the museum, and he's wearing a top hat and and a tux, and he doesn't say anything to her, and she's like, "How'd you get in here like that?" And he shows her his ID card, his museum patron card, which was kind of interesting, I thought. And she's like, "Give me the clue, give me the clue, give me the clue, give me the clue." And he just kind of shakes his head no, and he walks out. He actually dances out, is what he does. He dances out, and he finds that she finds that he had left a little card over the description of the artwork, and it's actually the next clue. And by the way, I thought that Bigfoot was actually Jason Segel. When we were looking at him, it looks a lot like Jason Segel. It's not him. It's actually a different actor altogether. And but yeah, there's a lot of misdirection in this show. There really is. Um and she ends up finding a clue outside, goes to Peter, Peter's work where he's working at, and he's kind of embarrassed. And at first she thinks it's because of him, but it's no, he's embarrassed because of where he works. And he doesn't want her to see him there, that way. And he ends up getting a fish delivered to him, one of those old singing fishes, and a clue as to they need to take the fish to someplace where the fish lives. And they end up going to Fish Town, I don't know. I'm not from Philadelphia or Pennsylvania or anything like that. I don't know what Fishtown is. Excuse me. But they need to go over to Fishtown, and that's what they do. And Peter knows where to go, and they end up putting batteries in the fish, and it's Clara. Clara ends up speaking to them and takes them on an adventure at this point. Um, yeah, it's some really fun stuff, you know, of where they're going, and basically they're getting all these clues of where to go, and they're being led along, and they even go to the Elsewhere Society's kind of clubhouse, if you will, in Fishtown. And Peter needs to ride a bicycle in order to power the flip cards that animate that, so Simone can actually watch the animation thing. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I love it too. How do you say that? Yeeto dude? Yeet dude. Okay. Sorry, I murder names. I'm famous for murdering names here. So yeah, you got to forgive me on that one. Yeah, I couldn't think about anything else either all day at work today too. It's one of those shows that it's rare where it's so weird and hopeful too. That's the thing that's kind of weird about this. And I don't know, it's got like all these different emotions kind of mixed into it. And it's actually uh it's hard to describe to somebody. You just got to say watch it, because it's kind of like Peter when Peter is bringing some, he goes up to the roof with Simone, and they're following another clue, and he gets to the edge because she's afraid of heights, and she says, describe it to me. He says, I can't. You need to come over and take a look at it. He says, trust me. And that's how this show is. It's kind of like I can't really explain it. I'm gonna try and do as best as possible, in these reviews. But there really is no way to really explain it except telling people to watch it, because and that's what it is. Yeah, it's gonna be this whole a visceral experience, I believe, and I know that's kind of what Jason Segel was kind of playing with on this, and that's what kind of spoke to him about it too. And now I'm starting to remember a little bit more about the Jejun Institute that I had actually heard about in this fun way, and also some people had fun with it. A lot of people had fun with it, I should say. Some people didn't. They kind of got too wrapped up into it, and it became a nightmare for some people because of some of their own problems that they had. And I remember this now. It's starting to come back to me a little bit, as I'd heard from other people about this. But getting back to the story, I mean, it's all about Peter and Simone kind of getting together here and working as a team, as partners. And he ends up opening up to her because Clara says, turn to your partner and tell him your biggest fear, kind of thing. And uh, he tells her that, he likes her a lot, and she can't do it. She can't basically uh, tell him who she is. And she's like, I can't do this, and runs away. And we see her running away quite a bit. Um, and that's who Simone is. As Octavio says at the very beginning, he goes, think of Simone as you. As he said with the Peter episode, think of Peter as you. And they get down to the bottom of the off the roof, and Peter's like, I gotta go back to work. Here, take the fish with you. I gotta leave. And he's pretty much just kind of bummed now at this point, and he's over this and walks away. And Simone goes back and talks to her grandmother, and her grandmother kind of gives her a good pep talk, and says, everyone's got a bag full of shit. It's just you kind of got to tell people that, yeah, you got a bag full of shit sometimes, and you kind of just got to say it, and let the chips fall where they may at that point. And yeah, I mean, it was kind of some good advice, maybe kind of hokey too at some point, but yeah, some interesting stuff. Um, So she ends up getting a call from the rest of the group, Fredwin and Janice. And Fredwin and Janice had their own little adventure at the library and all kinds of stuff like that. And they get a text. They're waiting at the diner for Peter to arrive, and Peter doesn't show up. And they get a text with their next mission that they need to choose a path. And so they open up their envelopes, Fredwin and excuse me, I still have pneumonia, so that's why I'm going to be coughing. Fredwin and Simone open up their packets, and they're both opposites, basically. One is to go to the shareholders meeting for Jejun Institute, and the other is to go to the Elsewhere Society protest of Jejun Institute. And they're supposed to choose a path, and Fredwin's like, no, fuck this. He goes, we're going to do both. He goes, the protest is at 7, the shareholders meeting's at 7:30. We can make this. And so they leave. And Fredwin, of course, lets on that he's got everyone's phone numbers because he's backtraced everyone's phones, including Peter's. So he's texting Peter that, they're going there. And they end up going to the protest first, of course, and Fredwin takes off. He leaves Janice behind. He basically abandons her at this point. And she is kind of freaking out a bit because, that's her partner. That was who they were supposed to be. And we realize that the Jejun Institute and the Elsewhere Society, they're kind of at odds with each other. And we're seeing this in their group, that they are being pitted against each other as to which side are they going to pick. Are they going to pick the Jejun Institute, which Fredwin and Janice have seen as benevolent, or are they going to pick the Elsewhere Society, which, as Simone would put it, these are the cool kids that are trying to fight against the jocks, if you will, or the evil kids. So, yeah, where it's a game at this point. It's a puzzle and a game. And that's what this is all about. So they go to the protest, of course, and Simone sees Peter and grabs the microphone, calls out his name because he's across the street. And he's just kind of going aimlessly. He's kind of fallen back into his routine of just kind of existing, going through life. And she opens up to him and goes, I'm not ready to open up to you. I got some shit, in my bag, and I'm just not ready to share at this point. She goes, but can we still be friends, kind of thing? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. Thank you for telling me all this kind of stuff. And in the meantime, Janice is still looking for Fredwin, and Octavio comes out of the building, gets in his limo, and Fredwin slips into the trunk of the Jejun Institute's car. Limo, and it takes off. Yeah. And we end up, of course, uh, seeing Janice hijacks a pedal car, which is the strangest thing to go after Fredwin at this point. Yeah. And that's how we leave off the episode, of course, with Octavio talking to us again and say, think of Janice as you. So next week's episode, of course, is going to be about Janice and all about Janice and all the troubles and trials and tribulations of Janice. So this whole thing that I keep seeing, that I'm getting, the vibe I'm getting, is these are all not damaged people, but people who have issues. We all have some kind of issues in our lives, and some, we allow to take over, more so than others. And these people all have their own issues, and this game is something that is helping them work through it and giving them some kind of joy of life again, is what this is. And I'm kind of digging this, quite honestly. It's like I said, it's hopeful. I mean, but it's also got all these different kind of emotions in it and stuff like that. And it's really kind of hard to uh it's kind of hard to put a finger on it, quite honestly, as to what it is. And I kind of like it, to tell you the truth, because it's not like a regular TV show. You don't know where this is going. I like being surprised by this kind of stuff. It's also not a mystery box where they're intentionally holding shit back from you. It's I think we're seeing everything that's there in front of us. Yes, we are getting Easter eggs and stuff like that that are throughout the episodes, but they are also, as Octavio says, he's not an unreliable narrator. He is just narrating this story. Basically, all everything we've seen so far is technically being narrated by Octavio to us. So, yeah, that's where we're at this point. And I'm kind of digging this. I really am. I watched the show with subtitles, by the way, too. So it was kind of funny when they were in the bar and the bartender says, they need to go out through the back and go elsewhere, is what he says. And when he said elsewhere, it was capital E. On elsewhere, I'm like, oh, they need to go someplace that's called elsewhere. And he says, yeah, go back to the back through the bathrooms, past the bathrooms. And I knew there was going to be a door there. So subtitles kind of throw you off a little bit. That's all. And spoil things before you even need to. I've never seen BoJack before Apple Crow. Yes, I know I'm a bad person, so I haven't seen it. So I couldn't tell you if it's BoJack level issues or not. But it's a good show, Apple Crow. If you haven't seen it, it's on AMC. First two episodes have aired back, pretty much back to back. Last night was episode 1, tonight is episode 2, and next week is going to be episode 3. Since it's going to be on Mondays. Um, no, you're a good person. You'll understand if you watch. Okay. I just don't understand it. Oh man. So good episode. I mean, so far I haven't been disappointed by this show. I really don't know what it's about, to tell you the truth still, but I kind of don't care at this. Yeah, it does have a very, very huge Legion vibe. Um, so I went and took a look at who's doing the music for this, and this guy's been doing music forever. I mean, quite honestly, he's been doing music a long time. It's not the guy who did the music for Legion, but he knows his stuff, and it really does have a strong Legion vibe to it. It's the way it's shot, the way the camera angles are used, the lenses, the sound. Even there's a lot of sound in it, especially with Simone at the beginning. She actually has her headphones in and is listening to like a little French. I think it's from Amelie, because she mentions Amelie. I haven't seen the movie in quite a long time, so I can't remember. And she ends up in the middle of a pride parade and starts freaking out a bit. And she takes out her headphones and she gets kind of enveloped by the pride parade noise. And when a megaphone is handed to her to basically shout out, you know, um, something positive or something that's bothering her, that kind of thing, she kind of just looks at it and runs. And Octavio says, you know, she's surrounded by love, but she runs from it. So that is kind of what we're seeing throughout. There, all these people have different issues that are going on, of course, but they all are together in this one game that's supposed to take care of those issues, I guess you could say. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Penn. This is probably about as close as we're ever going to get to another Legion. There's no way in hell Legion will ever, a show like Legion would ever get made ever again. Not by Marvel. Although, who knows? Maybe WandaVision might prove me wrong. We'll see. So, so what are my lurkers in the background there? Feel free to speak up. We're all nice here. There are not assholes in our chat here. So please feel free. If it's your first time here, say hi, you know. Welcome, by the way, too. So yeah, it's a nice group of people that are actually in our chat here. So, and I've got one of my good moderators here, Penn. The other two moderators, those guys, they're not even here. They're home asleep. I mean, come on, it's only like 11 something there. Um, but yeah, no, This is a good show. This really is a good show. I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun, and can't wait till next week. Quite honestly, to see what they're going to bring up next, and see what Janice's story is going to be all about. Yeah, they're off banging paddles. Uh-huh. I don't think so. You know, but oh, yeah. You miss Fenobi when he isn't here? Not really. You would think that, but it's the nice quietness of it all that's really good. Yes, Viking Bitch will love this show. A lot of people should, give it a shot at least. Give the first episode a shot. See what you think of it. If it doesn't float your boat, it doesn't float your boat. I mean, again, like I've said, we all have differences of opinion. We have all different likes and dislikes. None of them are wrong. And none of them are, uh, that's all I can say. None of them are wrong, you know? So, if you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. Remember, if you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video at the very end here that you're going to see that pops up here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithm of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library. Up here is going to be Dispatches from Elsewhere, Episode 1. That's what's going to be up there. Excuse me. Wow. If you want to know when I'm be on live again next, you can hit the little bell down below there. Best thing to do though is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there because a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you when I'm on live. Um, Again, I have a Facebook page where I actually post that schedule up there. I also have a Facebook group page for those of you who still have Facebook. And you can take a look at, actually, you can join that Facebook group page and you can post stuff, talk amongst yourselves, all that kind of good stuff. It's kind of quiet there now. I mean, I got 90 some odd people that are there, yet it's still kind of a quiet page. I'm still the one posting stuff. I also post a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be covering for new stuff on Saturday Morning Blast Off. I have a Twitter page. Excuse me. Yeah, I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, and I have a Patreon page, but no tiers set up as of yet. What else is there? So what else is going on? Tomorrow is gonna be Project Blue Book. Wednesday and Thursday, I'm gonna be off. Friday is gonna be Clone Wars. That's right, Clone Wars. I'm covering that. Saturday is Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the week and any other genre stuff you guys want to talk about and talk about it. So it usually runs about an hour and a half, 2 hours long, somewhere around there, depending on how much I got to talk about and you know, if I'm going to be coughing up a storm or not with this pneumonia thing. Sunday is going to be Is It Worth My Time? Is It Worth My Time? Altered Carbon Season 2. Yeah. So for those of you who are new here, Is It Worth My Time is where I take either a TV show or a movie or something like that that gets dumped all at once, like Netflix and Amazon and stuff like that. And I just can't go episode by episode because everyone binges the shit out of it and just do a one shot of it and basically say, did I like it? Did I not like it? Is it worth my time? Because people ask me, is it worth my time? So, no problem, Pen. I mean, you're not getting paid. You don't need to be here all the time. I thank you for what you do. I mean, yeah, and you know, I'm pretty good at moderating myself sometimes. Well, you'll be missed, but that's, have fun. Yeah. Um, what else I got going on? That's pretty much it. That's what I got going on. Oh, actually this weekend here in San Diego, we have San Diego Comic Fest is what it's called. So they basically it's kind of like a small comic convention that they have in town. I mean, not like Comic-Con, not our big huge convention that we normally have. So I might go on Sunday and just take a look around and take some pictures and whatnot. See what's there. Yeah. Yeah, I like talking about Project Blue Book too. That's actually a good show too. I love that show. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna be coming up too. We got Westworld coming up as well. Stargirl. I'm not gonna be covering Stargirl, but that's gonna be coming up. That is, of course, all the Disney Plus stuff that's coming up too. The Marvel stuff. I mean, we have Loki, we have WandaVision. Falcon and Winter Snowman. I mean Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Uh, I don't know. I subconsciously it's in my head Falcon and Winter Soldier, or Falcon and the Snowman. Yeah, and then that's right. We have Harley season 2 coming up in April as well. And Future Man, that's right. Yeah, they both come out on the same day. Fuck, that's gonna be hard to do. The twofers just kill me. They really do. They really kill me. And I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have to, you know, stagger them or something. I don't know at this point. 'Cause there's only so much time to watch, and I got a day job. So I can't watch that at work. I can't watch both of them at work. It wouldn't work that way. I might get fired if that's the case. So, debating if I want to watch season 1 and 2 of future. Oh, rewatch. There you go. I don't know. Before season 3? Yeah, it's a possibility. Season 1 is so good. It really is like the perfect season of sci-fi and comedy. Season 2 is good, but it wasn't as good as season 1. Season 1 was just golden. And I think season 3 might be the perfect blend between season 1 and season 2. Just from looking at the trailer for it. The trailer looks like it's back to form again, and I'm kind of happy about that. Having them jump through time is a lot more fun than having them stick in one place, and I think that's what hurt them in season 2 for me. Yeah, I honestly I haven't resubscribed to Hulu, so I'll do it once Future Band comes on. I said that that's the only thing I'm going to resubscribe to Hulu for is for Future Man season 3, and then after that I'm done. Because yeah, what else is there that they have? They've got nothing, nothing, and they're canceling Future Man after that. So fuck them. All right. I should probably let you guys go because it is late on the East Coast for you guys. Not here. It's still kind of early. Even the little dog is sacked out on the couch. That's what she's doing right now. Thank you, everybody who joined me tonight in the chat. Thank you if you made it this far in the video. And hopefully there's, nothing cut out or no weirdness going on. But that. I just wanted to do that just to fuck with people because that's how I am. Thank you, everybody. I will see you on tomorrow. I was gonna say on Friday. Tomorrow for Project Blue Book. Otherwise, remember, like, share, and subscribe. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may get a fish in the mail to you that has Clara's voice talking to you and send you on an adventure, which wouldn't be a bad thing because it seems like a lot of fun. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow.